without conflict, without misunderstanding. Everything was done rightly the way it was done in the past. The interesting thing is that he told me that those people tend to suffer depression. He said the other big group of people are people who live in the future. Oh, the glorious future. Someday, I used to go to my grandmother's house. She said, when I retire, I'm going to travel and see the world. By the time she retired, she was too worn out. She never left her house. Never left her house when she was young. Never left her house when she was old. The future, the glorious future of what could be, what I hope for it to be, what I long to be, where I'm going. But you see, the past and the future is really a fiction. It's really made up. I don't know if you've ever been around people and listened to the same people over and over again, and not everybody does it quite like this. Some people have a gift for this. They tell a story of their past, but every time they tell it a little differently. But you only know that if you've known them for like 20 years, 30 years. You're saying, no, wait a minute. The last time you... Because the past is a fiction that we tell because we're telling something about the present from our experience in the past. Sometimes we have a hard time telling what we actually feel, and so we go into the past to find a story to tell something about the present. And so if you're looking at the facts sort of change and slide to fit the situation that you face in the present time. It's a kind of illusion looking into the future. And it's a kind of an illusion looking into the past. And it's easy to become disillusioned when all we do is live in the past or we live in the future. Because the only thing that's really real is what's right now, today. When we talk, when we embrace, when we shake hands, when we speak to one another, when you get in the car and you're yelling at the children to hurry up and get in the car or we're going to be late for church, that's the only thing that's real. That's the only truth that's happening today. That moment. Around this table, this communion table, when we take the bread and we take the wine, it is this reality, this presence of Christ today that is real. That's why Jesus said, whenever you take this cup and this bread, you remember me. You make real the crucifixion, the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. Because what happened 2,000 years ago doesn't matter. What matters is what happens today when we break this bread and we drink this wine. Amen. Jesus said, wake up and live in the present. Embrace who we are. Find the joy and passion and love of a beloved community that cares deeply for one another. Jesus cries out from Gethsemane to the table in Garden Grove, wake up. For it is here today at this table before the cross that God meets us. Here now God makes himself present, hidden in weakness, vulnerable, suffering, forsaken and dying. And into this abyss he comes. God enters the darkness of this world and exposes and defeats the powers that reign in this world. And therefore our status before God never depends upon how we feel, being free of doubt, our position, our correct theology, our best behavior. We are Christians because God surprised us, coming in the flesh, grafted us into Christ. And Jesus' story becomes our story. Baptized into his death, we are raised to life. Hope is assured. Wake up, Jesus said. Wake up to all the grace and glory that this life has. Wake up and experience my presence today at this table.